This is just a quick demo of the Procreate brushes inside of my diamond design kit. These are a little bit different than the ones that I created for Photoshop, so I wanted to just go over them really quickly. I'm gonna go ahead and change my background color to black because it's much easier to see with this glitter texture. So I'm gonna click on that, and then what I'm gonna do is add another layer. So I'm gonna use this layer right here, layer 1, for drawing. And then I'm going to add a texture layer on top of that. And how I do that is come over here to the wrench, go ahead and click on that. Make sure that add right here is selected. Insert a file. And I'm in my diamond glitter textures file. I store this on my Google Drive, which I have connected to my iPad. You can store these directly on your iPad if you like. They're pretty big files, so I would definitely recommend some other type of storage for these. I'm going to choose this one right here. It's like a medium gray color. I'm just going to spread that out over the canvas to make sure I'm covering the entire canvas. And I'm going to come over here back to these. I'm going to actually add, for some reason it replaced my layer. So I'm just going to add that other blank layer in there, and then I'm going to click on the texture layer, just one tap. That's going to bring up this menu right here. We're going to choose clipping mask. So that's going to clip that into this blank layer. So if anything I draw on this layer right here is going to have that texture applied to it. So I'm on this layer, layer number 2 for drawing. And I'm going to come over here to the brushes. These are the Diamond Glitter Kit brushes for Procreate. And I'm going to come here to the heavy glitter first to show you this one. This is what the heavy glitter looks like. Now you can see that in the middle it's a little bit flat, and then you have all of this, diamond dust coming off the edges there. So if you don't like that flat look or you want a little bit more dimension, I did make this brush right here. It's called the Glitter Puddle brush. I'm just lightly drawing in here. Is going to add a darker glitter, like a shadow glitter almost, in here so that you can get a little more dimension. Maybe use it for shading, and you can kind of move it around. If you scribble here, you can get it to move a little bit. But basically what this is like putting your finger through the glitter. So you can see the harder I press, the more it just kind of goes away, and the lighter I press, you can get some of it back. So this is more for shading and adding dimension. You can use that brush on its own, so I'm just going to make a puddle right here all by itself. So you can see you can use it. It's just going to give you a more faint, like a subtle exterior, and then you can do the same thing here in the middle. The next one I've got, I'm going to start with the dark dot. It's a glitter texture, but it's very faint and it's meant to be in the background. And then I have the bright one, which is a much brighter version of that. And I like to use this one on top. So again, just for adding dimension, you have the darker in the background and then you have the lighter in the front. So that's those two. This wide spray, really, I only use this brush for edges when I'm trying to create this vignette style. So I'll just come in and just draw out this glitter and then make it a little bit darker in the background. And it's just kind of fading out toward the front, and that's usually how I use that. Okay, the next one is a loose spray. So this brush isn't actually a loose brush, it's actually pretty streamlined. The reason I call it a loose glitter brush is because the diamonds here are a little more spread apart than they are in some of the other brushes. So I'm going to show you the heavy stream and you'll see the difference in this. So you can see how much more concentrated the little diamonds are in this one versus that loose spray. And then I've got this one. This is a rough spray. It's more like a shards, I guess, more than it is diamonds. But that one is the rough spray. And then I've got the glitter trails, and this one is more, sporadic and comes in and out. So that's the glitter trails. And then I've got the glitter lettering, and I like to use this one for lettering. And just like a calligraphy style pen where your upward motion is really light, your downward motion is darker, except this one is in glitter. And then I've got this last one. This one is just a very thin glitter pen. It's more for detail work and line art, but it still is that very light glitter pen. Now for the last 4 brushes, I want to show you something without the clipping mask. I'm just going to go ahead and unclip that and turn that layer off. I'm going to come back here. I don't want to apply any glitter to this, because I want to show you these lighting effects that actually would go over the top of your glitter. So if you felt like your glitter wasn't as bright or blingy as it should be, then you can come in with these brushes. Now I'm using this first one, the flare brush, and I'm using a white color. So I'll show you what that looks like. Now if I switch the color, I'm still going to get that same thing, in the color that I've chosen. But actually, if I come here to the flare brush color and I do the same thing, you'll see that I'm getting this multicolor stars here. And this is much closer to the reflections that you would get in a diamond. And if I come back to white, you can see that it's not going to be doing that. So if I'm using black or white, you're not going to get that. But any other color, you're going to get this multicolor here. I would stick with pastel and lighter colors to get that nice bright color. But other than that, that's basically how that works. If you wanted to make these lighter here in Procreate, you can come over here to the adjustments up at the top and then choose bloom, click on layer, and I'm just going to drag until my bloom is at 100%, and I'm going to make adjustments here with the size and the burn, so you can see how it's making it much brighter. So I can maybe leave it at 15% and then come in here with the burn and then adjust that accordingly. Let me go ahead and add another layer. So these confetti flares are exactly the same thing. They work in the exact same way. If you're working with white, you're going to get white. If you're working with any other color, you're going to get that color. If you use that confetti, you're going to get that multicolor rainbow color effect. If you don't have this kit and you're interested in checking it out, I'll go ahead and leave a link down in the description for you. And if you have any questions, please make sure to leave me a comment.